My name is Anna Mugeche. I have a very important guest, a guest that I respect very much. She is a lady that I can say she has an iron heart. A lady who has gone through so many challenges, still studying, and I think I should call her a lady. I don't know what to call her. So many challenges and looking at life with a very positive attitude. Having been brought by a single mother, with siblings, many of them, and starting her career as a house help and now a teacher. You want to meet her, you don't want to miss this, and let her tell us the story. Her name is Carol, and she's going to introduce herself. Welcome to my channel, and call a friend, call a sister, sit down, call a brother, and let's encourage each other, call anyone, and we give each other hope through this story. Thank you so much. So this is Carol, guys. Welcome, Carol, to this channel of hope. I appreciate your coming here, and I want to introduce yourself to the viewers of this channel. I'm double sure there's people who are waiting to hear this story of hope because it is very encouraging. Guys, I've heard the story about this lady, and like I started saying, she is an iron ready, a testimony moving. Some challenges that you come across in this life are just like, why did it happen? And I've heard her story, and I want to welcome her to give us her story. Introduce yourself, Carol.
Thank you very much, Anne. I'm Carol Wanjiru, or Mrs. Njino, and I'm a teacher by profession, and I also do charity work.
Yeah, she also does charity work.
Yes.
So Carol is a teacher, like she has said, and Carol, you told me about your family.
Yes.
You told me about how you were brought up, and it's a very touching story. But through speaking it, and I never saw you having any emotion when you're talking about it. Would you tell us more about your family?
Okay, I am from a single family. I was brought up by my mother only. She was not married. We were 5 in our family. I'm the third born. And it was not an easy road. It was very challenging. And she was a teacher by then, and that time they were being paid peanuts. So we just survived by the grace of God. And she brought us with loans and everything that she could do to bring us up, and here we are today.
Yes, you said that your mother was. Is it that she's not there anymore?
Yes, my mother has passed on. She passed on 2012, January 4th, and that is when she was killed. It was a sad story, but we accepted it and we moved on. Because she had done her work, she did it the best way she could, and we just told God, thank you for her life.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So that means she was killed?
Yes, she was killed. She bought a land which had a lot of questions behind it, and that is where she met her death.
Guys, I have to sit properly because when I was given this story, the story was just so touching. And like you can see the way she's speaking, she's a strong woman. There are no emotions. And yes, she told me that her mother was killed, and it was a brutal murder. And then she also told me, like she has said, about the 5 siblings, and you also told me that you lost your brother after your mom.
Immediately after my mother passed on, we just stayed 2 months, and then my brother just left, and that was it.
He just left.
He just slept.
And he died.
He died. He was no more. We could not believe it.
Mm-hmm.
We cried a lot and asked God a lot of questions by then, but we had nothing else to do. You know, death is like a full stop. After that, you just leave everything to God, and also time heals. By then, I never believed that I will heal, but right now I can truly say that time heals, because that is the year I went through a lot, but only God is faithful until now.
It is the year that you went through a lot. Were you very young, or where were you at? Because now that your mother was a single mother, that means the dad is nowhere, and you're 5 of you. By the time your mother was dying, what was the situation? Were you very young? Were your siblings very young? Or how was the life after that?
We were not as young, because for me I was married.
Wow.
And my brother, my last born brother that is, was in the last year in the university.
Okay.
But what was moving and what was really touching and what was vulnerable, it was about me, because I had joined college the previous year, that is 2011, September, and I had only one term in college, and I had left my children with my mom. So when she died, I had a lot of questions. Will I move on with the college? Will I first of all drop the college life and first of all move back to my marriage? That is when I asked God a lot of questions, but I had to gather my courage and move on with life and know where to leave my children after that and go back to college.
So when I was listening to your story, you had also said that you started your career as a house help.
Yes.
How then did you, would you tell us more about starting career as a house help? How now you have come to get married and now you go to a teaching college?
Okay.
Yes.
Now, I completed my fourth form in 1999, and after I completed my fourth form, my last born brother was very bright. So in 2000, I just sat at home and just thought, and I said, I don't want to get married at this tender age. I don't want to frustrate my mom by bringing children in her house, knowing that as well she was a single parent. So I really got the burden of not bringing any child in my family. So I just boarded a matatu and I came to Nairobi. There was a bureau in Nairobi. I just got that contact in the newspaper.
This is now from up country?
Yes, from Nyeri. I got the contact from a newspaper.
How did you think that, you said your mother was a teacher?
Yes.
Why did you think that you can become a house help first?
Because I had no hope of money. My mom's payslip was blank, if I may say so.
Because of the loans?
The loans were too many. And then I was looking after my brother, who was very bright, and I knew this is a university material. So there was no way my mom could pay my brother's fees and also pay my college fees. So I thought of coming to Nairobi to escape the life of one, getting married early, or two, getting children out of wedlock. Those are the two main things that got me to come to Nairobi.
Children out of wedlock?
Yes.
Getting married very early?
Yes.
Because there's no money to go to college?
There isn't.
You must be a very bright girl.
Yes.
So here you are, you boarded a vehicle to a bureau?
Yes.
A
to
bureau
Nairobi.
of the nannies to become a house help?
Yes.
My God.
I came to Nairobi. First of all, I wrote a letter to my mom because she had never agreed. I just told her like a story. I told her, and you know what? I'm thinking of going to be employed like a house help. And she refused. But I knew in my heart I will go. Because here, there was a very vulnerable situation. So what did I do? I wrote a note to my mom. I put it in the Bible because I knew this is where she would read the Bible every day. So I put the note in the Bible and I told her I'm leaving to Nairobi, not to be married, not to becoming naughty, but I'm going to find help to be employed like a house help.
I'm assuming your mom had gone to work.
Yes.
And this is a form for leaver.
Yes.
Writing a note.
Yes.
Did you have fare?
Yes, I had saved. You know, I had aunties from Nairobi coming home, leaving you with 50 shillings, others leaving you with 200 shillings. So I needed no fare. So what I did, I saved that money and I came with it in Nairobi. Because at that time, the fare was only 200.
Yes.
From Nyeri to Nairobi, it was only 200. So when I reached Nairobi, I think the first house to know in Nairobi was Afya Center, because that is where the bureau guy told me to come to.
Yes.
And he told me, when you reach there, call this number. And I did that. We went to Gill House. There was a house called Gill House in Nairobi.
So was it your first time to go to Nairobi, or you knew Nairobi before?
No, it was my first time to go to Nairobi.
Very courageous.
So I was being directed by the MAT people. They were very kind and they told me, when you reach here, there is a very tall green house. That is what we call Afya Center. When you reach there, just call this number. And that's what I did.
Guys, desperate measures call for desperate what? Actions. And that is exactly what she did. This is a Form 4 leaver going to Nairobi and no fear of, and you know how Nairobi was those days, eh? You didn't fear that you're going to be mugged or anything.
I didn't have anything to be mugged. For sure, I had only 3 dresses. So even if they would mug me brokenness. I had nothing to be mugged, for sure.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So you reached Nairobi and you got a job?
Yes, I got a job. My first job, I got it in a Rwandanese home. I felt so insecure. You know, when you are a family, you tend to go the indigenous way. They were
Yes.
talking a lot of French, a lot of Rwandese.
So there was a problem with the language.
There was a lot
you
of...
couldn't understand what they're saying.
Yes, and a lot of fear because you don't know what these people are planning for you. I just stayed there for a month. Then I told the mom I'm not comfortable, and I went back to the bureau. When I went back to the bureau,
There was no going back home, up country.
no, I didn't think about going back home. That was out of my mind.
Wow.
So when I went back to the bureau, I told the man, he was a man by the way, by that time, he told me, no problem, I'll find you another place. Immediately a lady came, she took me, and that is where my life changed, if I may say so. I want to appreciate that family very much, of Mr. and Mrs. Mbogwa.
That's now where we
Yes.
worked very well now.
Yes, that's where I worked for about 5 years. And I worked like a house help there for those 5 years. Then I met this guy who was building their house.
A constructor.
A contractor, yes.
From that house.
From that house, who is now my husband. That is Mr. Gino.
Guys, allow me to laugh. Seriously?
Yes.
Allow me to laugh because now it gets funny. This contractor got you from that house
Yes.
and became your spouse
Yes, he
Later,
became my house.
after
my husband.
staying there for 5 years.
Yes.
So how?
We never dated. That is one. So when I talk of not dating, I mean that there was no span for dating, because for me, we just got married and we started life.
No,
And
we
that
don't
is
just
what-
get married like that.
We just got married just like that.
So was he your boyfriend, or what was the relationship?
There was no relationship. The relationship we had with that man was only a house help and a contractor.
Wait a
being
minute.
sent to take money.
This man, who is now your husband, comes to construct the house there. He
Yes.
was a contractor.
Yes.
So you're working in the house. How, I mean, tell us more.
Okay, what happened, because of staying with that couple for long, they tended to trust me a lot.
Yes.
So they were sending me, take this money to the site for the cement, take this money to go and pay the mafundis, take this money, we want to buy something. So that is where the connection came. And it's not that connection for intimacy, if I may say so, but the connection of I'm seeing this person regularly, per week, maybe twice or thrice. That was the only connection we had with that guy.
Because now you are the one who was an intermediary between the family
Yes.
and this contractor guy.
Yes.
So the contractor guy would say was admiring you.
Yes.
While Carol is very naive,
Very
if
true.
I would say that.
Very true.
So then you got married to this man who was not a stranger. You would meet him. You would mediate between the construction and all what was happening between the lady of the house and that man. So marriage came from where?
I may say it was God destined. Let me say that. Because one, here there were no basis of marriage. Because I see and I hear people saying when you're getting married, we should go for this long, you should go for seminars, you should do this. But for my marriage, that was not. There was nothing like courtship. There was nothing like going for seminars. It was just the come, we stay way. Come and we stay and maybe we try.
Yes.
After trying, it ended up working. That is what I should say.
Really?
Yes. And also, I should say that love overtakes all. When you love somebody unconditionally, you just overlook the weaknesses, you overlook their shortcomings, you overlook even where that person comes from, because we were not from the same village. That person was from Kiambu, I was from Nyeri.
Okay.
Those are like worlds apart. So here, we overlooked a lot of things. It was only love that brought us together and sustained us.
So there was no dating, there
No.
was no courtship.
No.
Did you just leave the house and went to visit him and then you got married, or how was it?
That was it. It was
What?
one Sunday when he lied to me.
You guys, you know, we give there's a video that I've talked about nannies and how you're supposed to help those nannies, and most of the time we give them an off on Sundays. So you were given an off.
Yes.
on Sunday.
Yes.
And then you decided to go and visit him.
That off was planned because I saw he told me, go and tell your boss that we want to go somewhere to greet somebody. So
He called you.
yes, and I told them the same. I told them today
And
I
you
will
guys,
not go to
wait,
church.
if you hear some pikipikis and some bodabodas and some people talking, we are somewhere in a hotel, somewhere near the road. If you hear noise, just forgive it. Yes, on a Sunday.
So I told them I'll not be in church because we used to go to the same church, and I told them I'm going somewhere to greet somebody who I want to meet for the first time, and they told me, okay, you go. And when I went there, I think there was a kifunga match or somehow, because when I went there, I never came back, and marriage started from there, and that was it.
So
I
you
started
visited
living.
this man.
Yes.
You got married the same day.
Yes.
So who is this visitor guest that you're supposed to meet?
I was to meet her mother, his mother.
That is your
who is my
mother-in-law
mother-in-law now.
Yes.
Yes.
So did you meet the mom?
Yes, I met her. We stayed for a while, and then he told me, can we go and you see where you'll be living? And that is where I started putting some question marks. Where I'll be living as who?
Wow. Because there was no word that you're getting
Yes.
married.
Yes.
Yes.
And he told me from that time, I want you to be my wife. And I said, okay, wife. I was wordless. Let me say that. I was wordless because this is somebody I've never quoted. This is somebody I don't know. I just know him by seeing him and giving him money or something else that I was sent to bring to him. And now here he wants to be. He wants me to be his wife. And by God's grace, I said yes. I think because I saw destiny in him.
Really?
Yes.
You said yes.
I said absolutely
To somebody that
yes.
you don't know.
Yes.
To somebody that you visited for the first time.
Imagine.
And that was it.
That was it.
So you met the mother. What did the mother say?
The mother was a bit rude, if I may say so.
That is the mother-in-law now.
Yes, because there are these maids that people from Nyeri don't make good wives. People from Nyeri beat up husbands. And also, we are told that when you marry in Kabete, they wamechanuka sana, if I may use that term.
Yes.
For me, it was a very rough road because when you meet somebody at first, even if somebody has negative feelings about you, you don't show it.
So that means she rejected you.
She rejected me from the word go.
And you continued staying there.
I continued staying there to prove her wrong because I had nothing else to do. I had to prove her wrong that one, women from Nyeri make very good wives.
Yes.
Women from Nyeri can submit. Women from Nyeri can make husbands go to another level of wealth and all that. And women from Nyeri can prove other people wrong, which I have done even today.
So this myth about Nyeri, not all women are like that.
Not all women are like that.
So how has been your journey after getting married to this man that you don't love? This man that you rarely knew? This man that just asked you and you said yes. How was that journey?
The journey was tough. For the first 6 years,
Yes.
it was not easy. Because one, I got pregnant the first day I entered into his house.
Wow.
So there was no way I could turn back. Remember, I was a saved person, very saved indeed.
A Christian.
A Christian.
God-fearing girl.
Very, very fearing. Number two, now I'm pregnant. I will not run away to go and give my mother a burden that she could not bear, if I may say so. So I decided to stay. Knowing very well I don't know this man, so I'm starting to learn him now.
You don't even love him.
I don't even love
There are no
him.
feelings.
For me, there were no feelings. I used even to tell him, you tricked me into this marriage.
Wow.
I used to throw words at him because I was angry because I thought he wanted to find a revenge or prove me wrong, but it was not easy. So when I got my firstborn, that is 2005, from there trouble started. I have never seen a drunkard man, leave alone sleeping next to him. He used to drink alcohol up to 3 a.m. up to 4 a.m.
That means he wasn't drinking when you're with him?
No.
Before?
No.
You've
Even
never
if he
seen
used
him
to
drunk?
drink. No. Even if he used to drink, maybe over the weekends. Because for us, we would meet on Monday and sometimes maybe Wednesday or Friday.
At the site now?
Yes, at the site. Nowhere else.
And of course, he wouldn't go to work when he's drunk?
No, he couldn't.
So the true colors now start coming after you gave birth to your firstborn?
Yes.
Wow.
He started drinking a lot, maybe because of the pressure from the mom, I don't know. Then he used to beat me sometimes.
Wait, it
Yes.
became physical?
Yes, it became very physical because this man is rough and he doesn't want to be asked anything. With this notion of women from Nyeri, wanakalia wanaume, he was very physical and very rough.
Because already it is, and you guys, this is very wrong. You've already planted a seed in our children's lives and mind that this tribe is not good, that tribe is bad, and now he's trying to prove that you cannot do this to me.
Yes, you
That's when
cannot.
it became physical.
It became very physical. And I remember one day, I was also becoming a bit tough. And I told him, you know what? Next time you come here at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m., I won't open for you.
It was just too much.
It was too much. You know what he told me? I will remove this door and the house will stay doorless. And I was like, what?
It was that bad, and I hope he wasn't
bad.
serious.
He was.
He was serious?
He was serious. He wanted to prove to me that he is the man here, not me.
Not this Nyeri girl.
Yes, I remember even most of the time he used to tell me, ni wewe umeolewa huku, sio mimi nimeolewa.
Already because there is that mentality that
Yes.
this is a Nyeri girl.
Yes.
So what made you not to move out of that house after we've seen so many abusive marriages, so many people getting killed, so many things happening, couples killing each other, women being killed, women killing men? What made you to stay?
Okay, I would not say I didn't try to go. I went first. But when I went, I remember my mother's words. She told me, you chose him, not me who chose him. You chose him knowing well he drinks. You chose him knowing well his behaviors. And I could not even tell my mom I didn't know the man at first. I was fearing even
because
telling
you didn't
him.
know him.
Yes. So she told me, you will learn to live with this man, whether you like it or not. So what did I do? I packed my things and went back.
To the same house where you're being
Yes,
abused?
to the same house.
So up to there, you got married to a man that you didn't know. The true colors have started showing themselves. What did you tell people who are planning to get married? How much should they know about those people that they want to get married to? Be it a lady, be it a woman. Did you see any, or do you see any importance of knowing these people before you make that long-term decision?
One thing I should say, you should take time to learn your spouse. Even if it is 1 year, it is better because he will not hide in the cocoon for so long.
Yes.
Then also try to meet their people, because even if he hides in the cocoon, the siblings will start giving you a more better picture of the family.
Even if they don't say it through the word of
Yes.
mouth, you will see how they behave
Yes.
towards this person.
Yes. So I would say you just take your time to learn somebody. Whether he wants you to marry him so quickly, it's better to take time. Leave alone being told wacha twende tutasomeana huko mbele. That one is a wrong term, because that's why you see people ending up killing each other, ending up being harassed and punished for life. And when you make a decision, some people say when you make a vow or a covenant, that one is unbreakable.
Yes.
So take your time. When you are entering into a covenant with somebody, especially in marriage, I would say you take your time. But also, there are people who are taking time, and you take a long time, and then this person is so hypocritical that you will never learn him. Or he changes immediately you enter into the house. So also marriage and being into courtship needs a lot of prayers and fasting. To find the correct man or the right woman, it needs a lot of fasting and a lot of prayers and a lot of guidance from people. from the people you trust.
So this means you have to invest in prayers.
Yes.
Because there are these people who would hide their true colors for the rest of their lives.
Yes.
And it will only come when you get into that house.
Yes.
So do you regret that you got married to this man or this stranger that you really knew? Did it change? Did the situation of being abusive and all that? How then, these are so many things that I want to ask, because I want us to end at some point. Did you regret? That is one. How has the man changed? How is the situation now? And how did you now become a teacher who you are?
Okay, I don't regret it now, because where I am right now, seated, or what I'm doing right now, it is because of my husband.
Wow.
Yes. One, he has proved that you can love somebody even if you didn't have the slightest love in your heart for him, with his actions, with the way he behaves around you, with the way he treats you. You can come out and love him as much as he loves you. Number two, I became a teacher through being paid college by him. Most people say that, oh, siwezi funza bibi yangu, oh, siwezi mpeleka college nitanyang'anywa na mabwana wengine. But let me tell you, when a man finds trust in you, there is no level he can't take you. He can take you any place he wants to, if he earns your trust. So for a woman, you need to do more for the man to earn your trust. Because I remember there is this day in 2011 when I sat him down and I told him, I'm tired of being a housewife. I'm tired of selling onions all around the village.
You even sold onions?
Yes.
Cooking?
Yes. I'm tired of going to kazi. By then there was kazi kwa vijana. I'm tired of going to the kazi kwa vijana work. I'm tired of going to mijengo. I even used to go to the mijengos. So what I would like you to do for me, I would like you to pay for my college. And he asked me, what about the children? By then I had 2 children. What about the children? I told him, even if it is the ECD college, where I'll go and come back.
Early childhood.
Yes, and come back home. But I called my mom for consultation. Back then she had not passed on. It was 2011. And she told me, you would rather go for the P1, that is the primary teacher, then later you do the ECDE, which is the early childhood education. And I opted for that option from my mother. So I told my mother, what about my children? And she told me, gladly, bring them to me. I'll bring up your children when you are in college. And that is how I started the college. I told him, will you be ready to pay for me, because I don't want to give my mother another baggage and my brother is in the university? And she told me, yes, I will be glad to pay. And that is how I went to college, for the primary teacher.
And that's how you became a teacher?
Yes, that's
so
how.
So by the time all these things are happening, you're trying to look for money, you're hawking onions, you're going to the construction sites.
Yes.
And what were you doing in the construction sites? Selling?
No. Carrying the sand. I was nilikuwa mtu wa mikono. You know the way watu wa mikono wanafanya kazi. Kama fundi anataka msumari, endea msumari. Kama fundi anataka nyundo, nipe nyundo. Kama fundi anataka msumeno, endea msumeno.
You're doing all that?
Yes.
Just for the sake of your kids?
Yes.
That's why I said you are an iron lady.
Yes, I did.
And by the time you're doing all this, and the time for going to the college, is the man still physically abusing you?
There is a time he abused me physically. Naturally I don't know how to scream when somebody is beating me up. So I never used to scream. I remember that day he really beat me until I could not hear well with my right ear.
It was that physical.
It was that physical. And then he went out. You know, when men abuse you, before they start feeling sorry, they will rush out and go. So he went.
Having realized what they have done.
Yes.
So I think he thought that he's done it.
Yes.
And this was just too bad.
It was too bad.
So he left you.
Yes. He called my sister and he told me, I will never beat up Caro again. And that was it. That was the end of it. He has never hit me again. Not that
we don't quarrel. What
It is a fair fight.
It
We call
is
it a
always
fair
a fair
fight.
fight. Yes.
Yes.
It is always
And
a
it's
fair
not
fight.
physical.
Yes, he has never gotten physical from that time. Yes.
Guys, I believe in dialogue. I don't believe in fights. You don't have to be physical. You can sit down and talk with each other. You don't have to beat each other. And what I learned from this story is that she even told me, I don't know why she doesn't want to say it, she told me that now the husband is a pastor.
Yes.
Having being a drunkard for that long, physically abusing her. And I want to thank God for you, Caro, because of how your husband is. By the way, Caro is my friend, so we talk a lot. And I've learned a lot from this story. What would you tell that woman or that man who is there wondering where to go next? Because the physical abuse is very much. Remember, nowadays, even women are beating their men. What would you tell them before we wind up?
Okay, I want to talk to, first of all, the ladies. The Bible always says, as a lady, as a woman, as a wife, you should submit. And I think that is where the problem begins. When a woman wants to become the head, the problem begins there.
And you know, now she's talking like a pastor's wife.
The problem always begins there.
Yes.
Because you are going contrary to the word. The word says submit. Submit means you give respect to the person above you.
Wait,
And yes.
submission does not mean you sit on me.
No. Submission means you respect the person who is ahead of you. Be above you, not even ahead of you, above you. And also, you should always love unconditionally. Loving unconditionally means you go outside your way.
To love him,
yes,
and he loves me too.
yes, he
So
loves
it's a two-way.
you back. It's a two-way.
And the respect is two-way.
The respect is two-way, but I'm not saying it is two-way like 100%, because the Bible gives us the way to go.
To go about it.
One, women should submit, and two, men should love their wives. I think the Bible used to say men should love their wives because for a woman to love the man, it is a bit difficult. Because for me, I have children, I have other people to love. But for the man, if you direct and channel your love to the wife, that love overflows even to the children.
So, Caro, love has to overflow from the man.
Yes.
When the hand of the house loves the neck, it flows down like this.
Yes.
That is what you're saying.
Yes.
So does it mean that women are not supposed to love?
Okay, women are supposed to love,
Yes.
but not as much as a man.
Really?
Yes, not as much as a man. Remember, we are following the Bible. The Bible does not say women should love their husbands. The Bible says women should submit. Submission is a very powerful word, because you cannot submit to somebody you don't love. You cannot.
Okay.
Yes, so submission always comes with love. All right? Then the man should love the wife. For that home to stand, those two things should be a foundation. Because when a man loves, he will tend to listen to his wife the more. Hata akipayuka aje, hata apige makelele aje, hata afanye nini, he will be able to listen. But where there is no love, there is no tolerance. That is why you see, when a woman talks and there is no love from the man is quick to hate. The man is quick to injure. The man is quick to kill, because there is no love. But when there is love, this man will tend to listen and then have the minute to comprehend what was being told.
So that means love covers everything.
Love
Just like
covers everything.
the Bible says that love covers multitude of sins.
Yes.
So there must be love for that marriage and that journey to work.
And yes, and there also must be submission. Women, there is no way, no other way, no other secret for marriage than only to submit. Whether you are a banker and your husband is a tout, Whether you are a teacher and your husband is a support staff, whether you are the chief executive and your husband works under you as the messenger, the fact is when you reach your gate or when you reach your house doorstep, remember that submission is the key. That is when you tell your husband, what were you saying? That is now not when you are commanding, niendea kikombe, endea chai, enda upike, enda ufanye. That is when you say, what were you saying? Because you are the wife. You need to be commanding. Okay?
She said it.
You need to be commanded.
She said it. We need to be commanded. I don't know whether to agree or not to agree, but love covers a multitude of sins, and love covers everything.
Yes.
That means when there is love, there is no commanding, there is no shouting.
There is.
It flows from the head to the toe and to the surrounding and to the rest. So it's all about love.
It's all about love.
Yes. Do you have the final word that you want to tell people who are suffering in their marriages? Somebody who has finished Form 4 and has done very well, is working as a house help, is thinking that she's useless, he is useless as a man, and thinks that he cannot get to his destiny. Because I take yours as a story of hope. I take yours as a story of a testimony of somebody who God has brought from far. You know, from far to where you are. And you are a living testimony. So what do you tell those people who think that they're useless?
One, there is no one who is useless in this earth. I always say somebody who is useless is lying in the grave.
Yes.
But as long as you are living, as long as God has given you a chance to breathe again, that only shows you that God has confidence in you. There is nothing you can't do if you put your heart into it. If your attitude changes in life, everything will change. Whether you are a house boy or a house girl, I always say, tend to leave a mark everywhere you go. When you are a house help, always tend to be the best house help employed in that house. Always tend to be given examples with, huku kwangu kulikuwa na msichana alikuwa anakaa hivi, kwa nini msikae hivi?
Leave a legacy.
Leave a legacy in the home you are in, because that is where your blessings come from. The Bible says, and I like quoting this verse, God blesses the work of your hands. God never said he blesses the rich hands. God never says he blesses the teacher's hands. God never says he blesses the manager's hands. He says the work of your hands. It means even if you are a house help, that is the work of your hands. It means even if you are a garbage collector, that is the work of your hands. He will bless it if you do it diligently. Secondly, if it's about marriage and love, I always say be very cautious with love, because love can kill and love can put life. So whenever you are squeezed to a corner until where endangering life is involved, please run away, because there is no life rehearsal. Hatuishi ati tutakuja kuishi tena. Always run away. Give time for that person to heal, yes, and also you heal, so that you can be able to move on. If there is no chance for healing, just move on with your life and pray God to open doors.
And you know, now if I give her more chance, she will start preaching. She's also a preacher. And guys, we don't want to talk so much. I hope this story has touched you. I hope this story has impacted you. It has empowered you. If you're in such a situation, you should change the perspective of life. That is, yes, what Carol is talking about.
Absolutely.
Change your attitude. Change the way you look at life, and everything else is going to work. So this is the channel of hope. And may God bless you for listening to us. Share the message for those people who would want to be helped. And don't forget to subscribe. My name is Anna Mugeche. My guest is Carol. And may God bless you. In case you want more coaching about marriage, we are here. She's here. She can do it. I can also do it. And we can also counsel and advise. Any mentorship that you'd want, we are here and we are ready to help. Don't forget to subscribe, and may God bless you. Thank you so much, Carol.
Thank you, Anna, for your time.
Yes.
And thank you, viewers, for this time you've given unto us, and we hope we've touched a soul. That is all about this channel. Subscribe and God will bless you.
Amen.
Amen.